the beautiful cradle of the Middle Belt, a land of heroes, a friend to everyone. North, south, east and west, a land of great wealth, rich in food and rich in livestock. Tourist delight, a state so endured, yearning to be exploited. Full of love and friendship, a people with strength and character, a people full of devotion, a people determined to succeed. Let's build our plateau, let's unite and be one. So let us shake hands. You're my brother, you're my sister. North, east, south, and west, oh plateau, arise, arise. Let's sing one song of peace. Beautiful Plateau State, beautiful Plateau State, beautiful Plateau State.
PRTVC.
On Global News tonight, ASA demands release of withheld salaries, urges federal government to honor 2025 agreement. Plateau State government secures 4 billion naira loan to boost small and medium-scale enterprises. PRTVC General Manager commends Governor Mutfang's support towards improving the corporation's activities. And on the foreign scene, 7.7 magnitude earthquake kills at least 47 in Indonesia. Details coming to you in a moment. Good evening and thank you for joining us on Global News Tonight. I am Inga Samuel with the news in full. The Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU has renewed its demand for the payment of withheld salaries and the resolution of other outstanding welfare issues affecting university lecturers, warning that the federal government must address the grievances to ensure stability in Nigeria's public universities. ASU President Professor Christopher Piwuna stated this while briefing journalists at the ASU Secretariat of the University of Jos in Plateau State. Piwuna said the government must urgently address all outstanding issues of academic staff welfare and matters arising from the federal government of Nigeria, ASU Agreement of December 2025. He said the resolution of the issues was critical to restoring confidence among university lecturers and creating the conditions necessary for effective teaching, research, and learning in the nation's public universities. The ASU president also used the briefing to raise broader concerns about Nigeria's socio-economic situation, calling for a fundamental shift in government policies ahead of the 2027 general elections. It said political parties and candidates must make the welfare of Nigerians, job creation, poverty reduction, education, and economic development central to their programs, rather than rely on policies that provide temporary relief without addressing the structural causes of hardship. Piwuna particularly criticized what he described as IMF and World Bank dedicated poverty alleviation policies, saying such approaches should give way to more participatory and inclusive programs designed around Nigeria's peculiar realities. Plateau State government says it has secured 4 billion naira from the Bank of Agriculture and the State Microfinance Development Agency to boost small-scale and medium-scale enterprises. State Commissioner of Information and Communication, who also oversees the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Hospitality, Joyce Ramnap, disclosed this when she received in her office a delegation from the Plateau Business Owners Council. Our correspondent completes the report.
According to the commissioner, government appreciates the Plateau Business Owners Council, promising that they will continue to create an enabling environment for business activities to thrive in the state. Ramnap appealed to the council to ensure their members imbibe excellence in their various business activities to enable them compete with global trend, assuring that modalities are being put in place to avail them access to funds. She disclosed that government is working round the clock to incorporate the vast tourism potentials of the state into the New Jos Master Plan, which is currently ongoing. Chairman of the Plateau Business Owners Council, Kim Musa, said they were in the Commissioner's office to introduce the association and solicit for areas of partnership. Also in the Commissioner's office was a 3-man delegation from the Lamingo Golf Club to solicit partnership with government towards the annual Plateau Governors Golf Tournament. Ramnap, who lauded the initiative, assured of government support and urged them to sustain their intention for the good of the land. The Commissioner also played host to a delegation from the Film and Actors Award team led by Nancy Ilji, as well as the National Association of Plateau Students NAPS Plateau State Polytechnic Chapter, which was led by its branch chairman Sati Gofwen. From the Joseph Gonwok Secretariat in Jos, I am Albert Daku.
General Manager of the Plateau Radio Television Corporation, Rita Kachalon-Pam, has applauded Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang for his unwavering support to the corporation, which has made it maintain credible balance in its activities. The General Manager gave the commendation at a parley with officials of the Joint Action Committee of the corporation. Our correspondent was at the corporation's boardroom venue of the parley.
General Manager of PRTVC, Rita Kachalon-Pam, said government has been strategic in meeting the need of the corporation, hence the recent management retreat held with a view to repositioning the corporation to meet up with global best practices. Pam assured that follow-up activities, such as developing a strategic framework, is currently being put in place to properly align the station with the time is now agenda of advancing the media industry in the state. She urged staff, especially the ad hoc personnel, to be patient, saying government has heard their cry, and also commended them for adding value to the operations of the station.
Yeah. For special artists, it's a very sad thing. True. It hurts me that they're losing so many staff after training them, after mentoring them, like you said, and they're leaving. I don't think you are as hurt as I am when we're talking about these artists, But we're doing our best.
Speaking earlier, the chairman of the Joint Action Committee of PRTV, Yiltina Gufwan, who led other members on the visit on the management, appreciated them for a cordial working relationship. Gufwan used the occasion to draw attention of management to some teething issues still affecting staff productivity, calling for a joint action in tackling them headlong. Key among the issues presented is the need for employment of ad hoc staff of the corporation who have spent several years, saying their experience and years of service should be given due consideration.
What is to congratulate you on your well-deserved emergence as the chairman of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria Board. You are people's proud, and it's not a surprise. Because in this house, we have seen what you have done since coming to this office. We are solidly behind you with our support, our prayers as well.
Gufwan also called for improved mobility for workers to enable them perform their duties effectively, stressing that media operations require a lot of movement to meet demands of information gathering and dissemination. In Jos, I am Janet Asut.
Member representing Mangu Bokas Federal Constituency in the National Assembly, Ishaya Lalu, has rewarded athletes who participated in the marathon race organized by the Magavul Development Association. The marathon race was part of programs earlier outlined for the 2026 Puscat Cultural Festival. The report.
The runners converged on the MDA Secretariat in Mangu over the weekend to receive their prizes. They received bags of fertilizer as a reward for their participation and to support their farming activities. Most of the participants are youths who depend largely on farming as a means of livelihood. Presenting the fertilizer to the beneficiaries, President of the Magavul Development Association Worldwide, Deacon Bulus David, said organizing the race was largely in compliance with the desire of the MDA to identify and unearth the enormous human potential the Magavul nation is endowed with. He recalled that a Magavul son, Simon Gunen, set a national record in the 5,000-meter race in Nigeria in 1993, a record which was unbeaten for 33 years until 2026. Deacon David said the race was organized to encourage the youths to discover and develop their talents, adding that Dr. Ishaya Lalu sponsored the race and rewarded the participants with 400 bags of fertilizer.
I've asked him not to give cash, but to give fertilizer, because you will use fertilizer on your farms. So I want to congratulate those of you who participated. Our desire is to reward every person who came for that tournament. Nobody who participated will go back without anything.
Winner of the marathon in the male category, Ngushi Habila, received 15 bags of fertilizer, while the winner in the female category, Nanlob Daladi, also received 15 bags of the agricultural inputs. The runners-up in the male and female categories, Mustan Friday and Nanmet Johanna, received 10 bags of fertilizer each, while the third place finishers received 5 bags each. Other participants received 1 bag of fertilizer each. Secretary of the Marathon Committee, Simon Gunen, speaks.
The leadership of MDA has brought in a new development. We have started, and I believe that subsequently we will continue to improve. And then we will have athletes that will not only stay in Nigeria, but represent Nigeria. And possibly...
The race covered a distance of 21.05 kilometers from Ampere Kumbun to Mangu Mini Stadium. The winners in the male and female categories, Ngushi Habila and Nanlob Daladi, expressed their appreciation for the gesture.
This is more than empowerment. And if you can give this to us, we make eyes personally and make sure I will make you proud.
My parents, my people, they make me proud. I'm proud of Mogavul Development Association. May God bless and bless and bless each and every one of them.
Managing Director, Just Water Services Corporation, Apollo Samchi, has commended Governor Caleb Mutfwang for creating an enabling environment for public office holders to deliver quality services to citizens. Samchi gave the commendation after receiving an award as the Ambassador of Ethics and Global Citizens of Conscience. Our correspondent reports that the award was presented by the Center for Ethics and Self-Value Orientation.
The Center for Ethics and Self-Value Orientation is an anti-corruption non-governmental organization whose mission is to eliminate corruption, promote ethical leadership, and foster transparency, accountability, and self-value orientation across public and private sectors in Nigeria. Presenting the award to the Managing Director, Just Water Service Corporation, Apollo Samchi, the Executive Director, Center for Ethics and Self-Value Orientation, Saleh Musa Yakubu, said the award became necessary having conducted an independent assessment on the Managing Director and the corporation from 2025 to 2026. Yakubu noted that the conduct of Apollo Samchi in public office earned him the most ethical conduct and corrupt-free Managing Director among 10 water service corporations across Nigeria.
And that time we addressed the press conference where we blacklisted this agency, and it has never been in our good record. So this time around, we come to see a deviation from what we used to know. And that deviation is leadership and management that is anchored on integrity, innovation.
Responding, the Managing Director, Just Water Service Corporation, Apollo Samchi, said the corporation was able to attain the great feat due to the unflinching support of Governor Caleb Mutfwang. He appreciated the center for the recognition and dedicated the award to the governor and the entire staff of the corporation.
This is just to tell the people of Plateau State that very soon, when our rehabilitation works that are ongoing are completed, the water supply will be very, very improved and highly transparent.
Highlight of the event was the decoration of the MD with a gold medal as Ambassador of Ethics and Global Citizens of Conscience, alongside his management staff, who were also presented with Personal Ethics Compliance Awards. In Jos, Bridget Rochak.
Correspondent samples prices of staple food in Jos. Stay with us. Prices of some staple food items are fluctuating, with some commodities recording slight increase, according to traders. Our correspondent who took a market survey at the Bukuru Market in Jos South local government area reports that the increase is putting additional pressure on customers.
As at June 2026, Nigeria's food inflation rate rose to 17.52%. up from 16 to 96% in May, driven by rising prices of some staple food items like beans, garri, tubers, and other essential food commodities. These foods remain central to the Nigerian diet, but their rising prices continue to put pressure on household budgets, particularly for low and middle income families. A market survey conducted at Bukuru Market in Jos South local government area has revealed fluctuations in the price of some staple food items. A 50 kg bag of rice, which recently sold for 65,000, has increased to 70,000. The price of garri, which was previously 45,000, has also recorded an increase. However, sugar has experienced a slight decline in price. Meanwhile, spaghetti spaghetti and Indomie noodles have maintained their prices at 20,000 and 15,000 respectively.
For Gary, per last 3 months before the rain, we were buying the Gary at 35, we sell 36. But for now, we buy at 40, we sell 42, 43. It depends on you and the customer. And for rice, so that's what I'm selling for now. So boa before was 55, but for now it's 65. We buy at the rate of 63, 64, you sell 65.
Also, palm oil and groundnut oil are not left out in the slight change, according to Yusuf Mohammed of Bukuru Market.
So the price of groundnut oil, we used to sell Kings at 63,000 naira, and there is one refill one that we used to sell at 57,000 naira. So, and palm oil, we used to sell palm oil. The 25 liters of palm oil, we used to sell it 48 or 50.
Despite the slight changes in the prices of these commodities, traders say they continue to record patronage from customers, although with complaints and decline. For customers like Bartholomew, Tata, Mary Oluluwa, Alice Anthony, and Ene James, even a slight increase is significant as many households are struggling to cope. For many Nigerian families, the question is no longer what they would like to eat, but what they can still afford to put on the table. They appeal to government to put a price control on staple food items. In Jos, Rodkan, Nanfa.
The Plateau State Sustainable Development Goal Project Support Unit has reaffirmed its readiness to cater for the welfare and well-being of the elderly in the state project. The state project coordinator of the program, Nambam Danjuma, disclosed this at a one-day event organized for the elderly at Vopie Hotel, Birkin-Ladi. The report by Mongo Zonal correspondent Rangnan Ignatius is continued in our studio.
The project coordinator Nambam Danjuma said the elderly have built families, communities and values, hence they deserve dignity and care. The coordinator noted that dignity in Sunset Intervention, as the program was tagged, reflects the compassionate leadership of Governor Caleb Mutfwang's priority for the vulnerable persons in the state. Chairman of Birkin-Ladi local government, Stephen Pwajok, said the program, the first of its kind, shows the inclusive vision of the time is now administration, and appreciated all stakeholders for supporting the gesture, as well warned against selling the items donated. On her part, Patricia Manasseh described the elderly as assets to the society whose contribution can never be underestimated, urging them to pray for the administration of Governor Caleb Mutfwang. The Da Gwamre Birkin-Ladi Edward Bott, through Da Cholomgyang, said the present administration has prioritized the welfare and well-being of citizens. Some of the beneficiaries, Pam Dung and Hannatu Dusu, appreciated the Plateau State government and the SDGs office for the laudable gesture, promising to put the items to use. Items donated to the over 150 beneficiaries include blankets, towels, soap, toothpaste and brush, walking stick, as well as cash tokens. Climax of the Dignity in Sunset Care for the Elderly intervention was the symbolic presentation of welfare package to the elderly, free eye service and presentation of eyeglasses to the benefiting persons.
Death is not the end of our story as Christians. Rather, it is the beginning of glorious story. Secretary Church of Christ in Nations Regional Church Council Chair, Reverend Joseph Kanko, stated this during the funeral service of the late Ndesule Thomas. Correspondent Pajok Nladi witnessed the service at the Church of Christ in Nations Local Church Council again.
The funeral was attended by family, friends and well-wishers who came to celebrate a life described as dedicated to God and humanity. In a sermon, Reverend Joseph Tanko, who took his reading from the book of 2 Corinthians 5 verse 1 to 5, reminded people that man is not created to live forever here on earth, as he will fade away one day.
I'm not saying Christian today can never come the end of our story. Rather, it is the beginning of our story.
The late Ndesule Thomas, a retired sergeant, died at the age of 82. and is being remembered as a silent laborer, compassionate, disciplined and hardworking, as a man who sacrificed his life for the church security and a man who devoted his life to serving others. He was the chief security of the church and contributing significantly to the spiritual and moral development within the community. There were songs of ministration and testimonies from the family, friends, wife, retired soldiers, and the church, all describing him as a peaceful and selfless man who extended love and care beyond his immediate family. Speaking on behalf of the family, his daughter and grandson, Regina Thomas and Tongshinen Thomas, expressed gratitude for the support received, noting that her father's legacy of love and sacrifice will be deeply missed. The late Thomas was survived by his wife, children and grandchildren, son-in-law and many more relatives. He was laid to rest at the family compound in Yilbem Gonji, Enke local government.
And moving on to the foreign scene, at least 47 people have been killed after a magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck Indonesia early on Saturday, the nation's disaster mitigation agency has said. The official death toll has been rising as a search and rescue operation gets underway. The National Disaster Management Agency said several people had been injured to varying degrees. Hundreds of buildings in the region have been damaged by the quake and the dozens of aftershocks that followed. The quake struck the island of Flores shortly before 5:00 hours local time on Saturday. It had a depth of 15 kilometers, Indonesia's Meteorology and Geophysics Agency stated. The shallower an earthquake is, the more destructive its effects on the surface tend to be. Strong aftershocks were felt in the same eastern area, including one with a magnitude of 6.1. Later on Saturday, a magnitude 6.4 earthquake was felt in North Sumatra, located in western Indonesia, at a depth of 163 kilometers. Video taken at the port in Maumere showed large chunks of concrete breaking off the terminal building onto passengers waiting to board an inter-island ferry. Some were thrown into the sea when the gangway to a ship collapsed. Emmanuel Melquiades Lukalena, governor of East Nusa Tenggara province, told a news conference that they were killed in their sleep by collapsing rubble. And with that, we come to the end of the news. Thank you for listening.